Welcome to Downtown Tweaktown, and in this installment, we'll be talking about Plex. What is Plex, you might ask? Well, Plex is a media server. It runs off both the front-end client and the media server client, which could be installed in both computer and NAS, Mac and Windows. I believe it also does Linux, so it has a lot of flexibility. It can also fully transcode, so if your device can't handle a certain file format, it'll change it automatically.
So our particular setup is just an old desktop we built a few years ago, plugged straight into our router, and beamed to all of our devices. So in our home theater setup here, we're still running the Quantum Byte, and that's what we're going to be watching everything on today. So now this is actually on our remote server on a completely separate internet connection elsewhere. Now you notice that it looks very similar to the Plex web player, but we just have these administrative controls here. So this is how you actually add a library. You pick what it is so it knows which type of metadata to gather. Then just give it a name and add the folder on the local machine.
Yeah, if you guys have done this with Windows Media Center, it's pretty much the same thing. This is the Media Center's interface, or the Plex Media Center's interface. So this is an example of what streaming from our remote media server will look like. This is an actual episode of Rick and Morty, and it's being transcoded so that we can watch it here, and this is HD.
Learning to fly this thing, Morty, is going to be really liberating. You know, you're going to be free to go on all kinds of errands for me. Cool. See that planet right there? Don't fly too close to that planet. Someone will come out and try to wash your windshield.
Now here we have a more Netflix-like library view. And again, this is coming from the same server. It's just a different way of looking at it. So you can go to this in your browser and you'll see all of the same artwork and metadata and all that stuff.
So what you're saying is that we can log in and use a browser client as opposed to having a client installed on our computers as well?
Absolutely.
That's perfect. That's awesome. You can't get more awesome than that.
So you can see here you got some sorting options, and all of this metadata was gathered automatically. All I did was put my media files into separate folders for movies, TV shows, that kind of stuff. If you label them properly, it'll go out and fetch all of the data, all the artwork, everything for you.
I mean, typically, if you have a large media library, you're already doing that because, I mean, you have to organize movies and TV shows, and I mean, even in TV shows, you have comedy and all kinds of different shows, you know? Yeah. So this is something that you'll be doing anyways.
Dass keiner von Ihnen ein einziges Wort Deutsch spricht. Es sind Freunde aus Italien. Dies hier ist der hervorragende Sensationsdarsteller Enzo Gorloni. Ein sehr talentierter Kameramann, Antonio Margheriti, und Antonios Kameraassistent Dominique De Cocco. Signori, questo è un vecchio amico mio, Colonnello Hans Landa della SS.
Buongiorno.
So that's basically it. We just wanted to show you the core features and what this thing can do. But other than that, there's definitely a lot more to check out. Tons of documentation online if you need to figure out how things work. And it's all open source, so you can build on this, change it, do whatever you want. There's also an unsupported app store, so if they don't approve of what people are doing, you can say F you and do it anyways.
It's the tip of the iceberg.
The iceberg? Is that like a robot made of ice?
It's an iceberg robot.
It's an
iceberg, yeah.
Yeah, that seems pretty fragile.
Well, anyway, so this is Plex and its greatness, and I hope you all enjoyed the video.